Hello dear students, a very good evening to everybody. I think you all might have reached your home safe. If you are, studying from outside your house and staying in some residential places. And I'm very sure that, this is very important video every one of you is waiting for. The real analysis, drastic, decrease of cutoff. So people are questioning me. So drastic means how much? See, again I tell you, I'll give you, my idea of what can be the possible cutoff or, see, these are all, our predictions based on realistic numbers. Whatever I'm predicting right now are all based on the realistic numbers. So do not worry. Let's, hello everyone, gamer 480. I'll tell you, I'll come to you once I'll finish, this complete slides that I made, the analysis that we made. Once it is done, then I'll come to you. I'll answer each one of you, okay? Based on your scores, I'll respond, I'll talk to you. Fine. Now let us initially go for the analysis of the paper. Next. If we look at the analysis of the paper, if we see the biology, we have class 11, 44% of the questions are from class 11, whereas biology class 12 is 56%. In the same way, because this we all predicted, class 12 biology is more important and have high weightage. Eventually, the number of questions are more here and it carries, Khaja, highs are 646. Fantastic Khaja, amazing score. So, biology we have 56%. Whereas chemistry, if we see, 42% is from class 11, whereas 58% from class 12. Again, even in chemistry also the trend was same, because there is lot of weightage from, physical chemistry this time. 17 questions are there. So somewhere 58% of the chemistry is from class 12. Here it is much predicted. Whereas when we go for physics also balanced the paper like every year. I am not talking about the difficulty of the paper, please. I will come to the difficulty of the paper later. I am just talking about the weightage given. The weightage of the paper, class 11 49%, whereas class 12 51%. Now let us go to the next slide. If we see the difficulty level of the paper, let us now see the difficulty level of the paper. If you look at biology, we have 53 questions are of easy category, like students can do them, whereas 31 questions are moderate level, where students have to spend time to finish them. Like, they can do it, but they have to invest good amount of time. Whereas 6 questions are difficult level questions where students struggled. So, whereas when we see 53 easy and moderate 31, so approximately we can say 320 to 330 is a very good score in biology. If you are expecting a seat, if we are getting anything about 300 and reaching to 320, your biology scores are very, very good. And remember, this year biology is playing highest role in your selection, because if you see the cutoff, overall cutoff, for the overall cutoff, your biology scores alone will definitely be taking 70 to 75% of the weightage of this year. So if you have done your biology well, first think that you have done the exam well, your chances of getting seat are increasing if your biology is good. And as of the data we collected so far from our students, I am telling you, the students of Gosala biology have been exceptionally very, very, very good. Very, very good. Which is a good sign, saying that the number of selections will increase like anything, because this year biology is the game changer. Biology is the game changer in taking you to a medical college. Mark my words. Whereas when we look at chemistry, let us go to chemistry. When we look at chemistry, we have 11 questions which are easier side, whereas moderate 26 questions, whereas difficult 8 questions. So here again if you see 11 questions are doable, whereas moderate questions are 26. This is something which is consuming your time. Whereas your organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry multi-statement questions were here which consumed your time, whereas after that you have 8 questions of difficult chemistry. So what generally happened was, after completing biology, the lengthier biology, when a student came to chemistry, if you opted, because some of the students, they does biology, chemistry and then physics. Those who have followed biology, chemistry and physics probably might have scored well in this exam. In this exam, students who have followed biology, then chemistry to then physics, probably they might have scored well and their chances of getting seats were also much higher. Whereas if a student opted biology, after that physics and then chemistry, maybe the physics might have tested their time and have, thinking that, assuming that their physics is much better than their chemistry, here students might have definitely got troubled. As they got troubled, when they went to chemistry with that mindset, in the chemistry, when they saw this moderate and difficult questions, approximately 34 questions, then somewhere, they probably might have done much better than what they expected. But in general, if you see, most of our students, they followed biology, chemistry and then physics formula, and this formula is the best always as well as best for this time as well. For this kind of paper, this is an amazing strategy where biology, then the next scoring is chemistry and the next scoring is physics. Whosoever followed this universal phenomenon might have hit your good scores. What is a good score for this exam? I'll tell you. Do not worry. In the video, I'll tell you what is the good score, what is the seat getting score. You can be peaceful. You please continue listening to the complete video. And then we have physics. When we look at physics, in physics we have 33% of the questions which are difficult level. Matlab, we have 15 questions which are difficult level, literally difficult level. Whereas 17 questions are moderate level and 13 questions are easy level. Here I would say one thing. Most of the people, maybe Grand Test 4, Grand Test 5, Grand Test 6, when we are writing, you might have seen the worst papers or worst scores of you, right? Then we also assumed that this is the worst examination. And remember, that examination, though I told you that cutoff might be 500 for this paper, am I right? So most of you listened, some of you might have thought that he is just saying, now the difficulty level is better than that. Now the difficulty level is better than that. So the cutoff will be, I'll tell you what it is. Just keep listening to me, wait for it. I'll give you proper analysis. You will understand that what I tell you is absolutely right and you all are in the safe zone of getting seats. Next slide please. If we see syllabus wise distribution based on NCERT, we see we have some deviation in physics and chemistry. There is only 1% deviation, whereas the biology is almost 100% from NCERT, but the depth of questions were increased. So you can say that whatever prescribed syllabus given by NTA is not the problem. The problem is the level of the subject. So students have to level up their subject. Otherwise, NCERT have not done any kind of mistake if you followed NCERT, because NCERT, they have taken NCERT into consideration, but they have leveled up. And for the first time they increased the level of physics and chemistry questions in such a way that mixed concepts were there, lengthier calculations were there, above JE level questions were there. So which were testing your patience, testing your calmness in the examination. Students who did not panic in the exam thinking that yes, the paper is tough. So if the paper is tough, it is tough to everybody because it is not one question. Frequently, every question is testing my patience. So which means it is testing the patience of everybody. When this is the case, so 625 was in the seat, definitely, 625 you don't even need to think. Probably 625 you may get AIMS. You will get AIMS, not you may, you will get AIMS. So most of the students, it was just checking your patience, it was checking your decision making skills, it was checking your calmness and coolness. Because in the overall paper, if you see, if you properly leave the tough questions and solve the easier questions, probably you might have done 500 to 540 marks properly in this paper without any kind of disturbance. But as the questions were distributed, the lengthier questions, the moderate questions were distributed in between these easier questions. When there is a moderate question, definitely you will get tempted and you will definitely try to solve the question. There is no doubt about it. But it consumes your time. When it consumes your time, the accuracy level again comes down. So let's go to the next slide. If we see the unit-wise question distribution, also, if we see class 11 inorganic, I'll send you this complete details. This complete PPT details I'll send you, so you can understand class 11 inorganic and class 12 inorganic. If we see, we have 10 plus 5, 15 questions were there from inorganic chemistry. Whereas if we look at organic chemistry, we have class 11 organic chemistry 6 questions, whereas class 12 organic chemistry we have 9 questions. These were testing questions. In the same way, if we look at the physical chemistry, somehow physical chemistry paper was a little bit easier this year, so which gave you a little bit of soothing or a zone of scoring for you. Next, if we look at physics, the electrodynamics portion have 13 questions, whereas the mechanics portion have 14 questions, and optics 4, and properties of matter. Remember, properties of matter this time 5 questions, and modern physics 6, whereas waves and oscillations 3. So properties of matter, they increased the number of questions this year. But the overall difficulty of physics paper was much tougher than any of the papers till now regarding NEET examination or any kind of medical entrances that had happened since the inception of the medical entrances. The most toughest physics paper is this paper. Right, the next one. If we look at biology distribution, we have biology distribution in such a way that ecology, we have approximately 11 questions. Biotechnology, we have around 9 questions. And biology in human welfare, we have 9 questions. Genetics and evolution, approximately we have 12 questions. 11 questions, and reproduction we have 12 questions. Human physiology 7, plant physiology 5, cell structure and function, biomolecules 11. We have structural organization in plants 7 questions, whereas diversity in the living world 10 questions approximately. Here I would like to tell you how biology paper making was different from previous year. Let's go to the next slide. Next slide. Go to the comparison. Yeah, if we look at this, here this already I told you last night. If you look at the overall reasoning and assertion type of question number was very less, but multi-statement and 2-statement questions number was very huge. Approximately, if we look at the whole paper, we have around 63 questions, which included please clarify. Can I get seat for 470 OC? I'll come to that. Just hold on, just listen to me. I am coming to your cutoffs, do not worry. I'm coming because I have to explain these things in order to make you understand that what exactly, because directly if I tell you, you will tell me like, sir, on what basis you are saying all these things. So I have to give you a clear idea of what exactly, how exactly it is and how did I conclude these things. So please have patience to listen to it so that you will also understand. Do not get panicked. Do not please get panicked. So wait for some time. So as I said, there was 63 to 64 questions which were of assertion, reasoning, or two statement or multi statement or matrix matching questions, which consumed a lot of time of the student. Whereas physics, it doesn't contain these things, but lengthier calculations and tougher questions were there in physics, which also consumed your time. Whereas any student who is scoring 100 plus or 80 to 90 in physics is a very good score. Very good score. You have high chances of getting a medical seat. Remember this, right? Then next. Let's go to the next, because students are eager to see. Keep it here. If we look, this is very important. Biology, how did it change is biological classification in 2024. If we look at 24, they gave 3 questions, but this year 1 question. Plant kingdom, last year 0 questions. This year 5 questions were there. Animal kingdom was same, 4 and 4. Morphology, this year 2 questions, last year 5 questions. So they increased the plant kingdom, whereas they decreased your morphology. Likewise, if you look at biomolecules this year have 6 questions, whereas last year it contained 4 questions. Chemical coordination and integration, if you see, last year 2 questions were there, this year 4 questions is there. Like where they increased the difficulty, sir, please 578 possible hai kya? 578 absolutely 100% possible hai. आप कोई भी स्टेट में हो, आप 578 any state, you will get a seat. Next, if you see sexual reproduction, this is a big difference. 2024 sexual reproduction plant have 2 questions. This year we have 6 questions from there. Molecular basis of inheritance, we have 6 questions last year, and this year we have 8 questions. So this is how, otherwise other things are fine. Whereas biodiversity, last year 5 questions were there, this year only 2 questions were there. So this is where the paper of biology has increased this, its standard. Whereas there was so many multi-statement questions were there. I know when you consume more time for biology and you see 5 to 6 difficult questions in biology and some moderate questions, definitely there will be a panic. And when you get into chemistry, then rather than scoring, when you find these difficult questions of 11 or moderate questions of organic and inorganic, it will definitely give a little panic to take you to physics, and thereafter seeing the physics somewhere, some people might have given up and some people might have fought with the paper. Whosoever was expecting that this is a tougher paper for everybody, let me score as much as I can. It can be 500, it can be 480, it can be 470, it can be 600, it can be 650 or whatsoever it is. The next one, please. Same with physics. If we see physics and chemistry, there isn't any big difference. The pattern of 24 and 25 questioning the weightage pattern, they did not change much. They followed the weightage pattern, but they increased the depth. Why? Because NTA have taken the revenge. Because we all, last year there were so many fights, wars, saying that this much easy paper, this much easy paper was quite easy, paper was leaked, so many 700, so many 720, 700 the rank was 8,000 last year, which is like a big number. But look at that today, you will understand how big difference it is. Next. Yeah, I already told you, right? Physics and chemistry, there is no big difference. Come down. Next. Yeah, go to the second one. Yes. Now I am coming to the important portion of you. Okay. Now if the student asks me, sir, this is the toughest paper? Yes, I agree, this is the toughest paper. And right now we have 2 options. The first option is state quota. You have state quota by which you get the merit list and you join into the state medical colleges, or you have All India quota. There are overall, you have 1,18,190 seats in the overall medical colleges. Approximately 780 medical colleges are there as of this academic year. 780 medical colleges, 1,18,190 seats. Out of that, 15% of the seats are for All India quota except the seats of Tamil Nadu. So if you see this number 15%, you all are eligible if your scores are above 530 or 540. If your scores are above 530 or 540, I am sure most of the students can get into All India quota into medical colleges. This number may come down little bit as well. It may come down. It will not increase, but it may come down. It may come down to other 10 marks, but it will not increase. It will not be more than that. Right? This is for All India quota. Now let us go to state quota. If we look at 2000, little bit minimize it. Yeah. If we look at 2016, because more or less 16, 17, 18, 19, 2016, 17, 18, 19, we can have a comparison with these papers which were before COVID. Before COVID analysis and after COVID analysis. After COVID, you have 20, 21, 22, 23. There is another difference because more number of 700s or few 720s were there. But before that, the numbers were saying something else. Because if you see 2016, top 10, All India top 10 was 668. Whereas 420 marks, student used to get at 30,000 rank. The 30,000 rank was 420. Whereas if you look at 2017 data, same 30,000 rank was at 490. In the same way 2018, 479 we have 30,000 rank. 2019 we have 536 at this rank. Now why am I mentioning rank again and again? This is very important. Because when the papers are very tough, it is tough to everybody. It is relatively tough to everybody. It is not tough to you. Whole India felt this. Probably you all might have seen in YouTube or papers, newspapers, or everywhere. You might have heard at least 10 to 15 different kinds of, it is not that I am talking and you are listening. You might have heard many people talking about it and you felt, yes, this is not just here, but everywhere this is the same scenario. When you understood that this is the same scenario everywhere, just like last year. Last year everybody were like the same scenario everywhere, so the cutoff raised. So now let us see how the cutoff raised last year, please. Last year. Yeah. If we see 2024, if we see 2023, 2024 comparison, let us see the 2023 and 2024 comparison. If we look at 2023, the general cutoff is 570 and the rank is 48,749. Whereas 2024, the cutoff is 604 and the cutoff rank is 72,589. This is very, very important. You have to remember. In the same way, if you look at SVU zone, if you look at OU zone, there were the ranks which were given last year and last before year. So now what you have to see is, you have to compare your marks with respect to the ranks. It is not marks. Now the marks of you will not play a very crucial role, whereas the marks obtained versus your rank. Now you have to predict your rank. We will open the rank predictor also, within 24 hours. We will open the rank predictor. Where you enter your score, you will get the rank predictor. Like you can predict your rank. And based on the rank predictor, you will also understand whether you will get the seat or not. Because last year, it increased by 5 folds. Like 50 marks, almost there is a jump. When the paper was easy, 50 marks jump was there. And for this paper, we can assume that the ranks might be at, approximately this 72,000 may go to approximately 75 or 80,000, and this 80,000 probably, this 80,000 probably this year can be at 465 to 470. It is a prediction. It cannot be more than that, remember that. If you look at the cutoff of AP, the AP cutoff can be 465 to 470. It cannot be more than that. It can be less than that. ఇంతకంటే కిందకు వెళ్ళొచ్చు, కానీ ఇంతకంటే పైకి వెళ్ళే ఛాన్సెస్ చాలా తక్కువ. If at all you are more than 470, you can say yes, I am getting into a medical college this year. At least you can think 90-95% sure that yes, you are getting a seat based on marks versus ranks. Whereas if you are at 450, 460, the chances are 60 to 75%, but still you cannot say that your chances are nullified. But here I would like to also mention, sometimes if you are a fresher, if you are a class 12 student, if you are a fresher and getting around 455 and getting into any medical college, just any medical college, then you probably can think that no, I cannot compromise on the medical college which I have to join. I have to study in the best medical colleges of India. Probably you can give a genuine attempt for yourself. Whereas if you are a long-term student, if you are at that zone, if you are getting a seat, I personally tell you, please take the seat. Please join. This is very, very important. Whereas if you look at the cutoff for SVU, last year cutoff is 591. Last year cutoff is 591 for SVU. So this year you can expect the cutoff at least at 450. 450 SVU cutoff you can expect. It cannot be more than that. It can be less than that. But for now you can say 450 is a definitely safe score. Whereas if you look at OU, last year's score is 502. So 390 to 400 is a safe score. 390 to 400 is a safe score. Whereas here I would like to mention you one thing. Why? Because when you look at the category seats, when we look at the category seats, here I would like to mention you very important point. Why? Because as I mentioned, biology was doable. Biology was doable. Chemistry, somewhere you can do certain number of questions. So most of the, if at all, most of the category students, if you think they relied on, biology and chemistry, if they might have given more time for biology and chemistry and less time for physics, probably their half of their strategy was 100% right for this paper, specifically for this paper this year. If they expended more time for biology and physics, biology and chemistry, and if they are getting good yield from there, but still I tell you there will be a difference of 80 marks at least in every category. You can find 80 to 100 marks difference in every category, whereas in open category 100 to 120 or 125 or 130, near about that zone, 130 at least you can expect. So 470, 604, you can expect 470. So now based on my predictions, now you can understand if the last year's cutoffs are certain range. For example, if we see BCA, if the cutoff is 565 last year, you can say that this year 450 can be definitely a very safe score for BCA, whereas BCB approximately 440 and BCC approximately 450 to 455, whereas BCD around approximately near to general, you can say 460 nearby. It can come down, but it will not increase. Remember my point. it can come down, but it will not increase. In the same way, SC, if it is 513, this year it may go to 400. Whereas SC it is 464, this year it may come down to 350. It may come down to 350. So whereas in the same way, if we look at Telangana, BCA, if it is 419, we can say that 320 or 330. Why? Because already the cutoff is very low and students will do, because for Telangana region, if you see, open category cutoff will decrease a lot, but whereas the category cutoffs, there will be a difference. Why? Because already the cutoffs are very low and students will definitely perform it. There will be lot of students in between the zones of 350 to 500 zone. There will be good number of students. Hence there will be a difference, because if you look at Andhra, if you look at AU or SVU zone, the cutoffs were very high, and for this paper scoring these numbers are very low. Hence you can find out whatever cutoffs I told you will be the cutoffs, approximate cutoffs. Whereas if you look at OU open cutoff can be around at 390 to 400, whereas for EWS approximately the same, and BCA it can be around 390 to 400. BCB can be around, if it is 483 last year, you can expect that it can be 390 approximately, whereas BCC, if it is 431 last year, it can be around 360, 350, because there will not be much difference here. Whereas BCD, if it is 493 last year, this year it can be around 400. Whereas BCE, if it is 486 last year, it can be approximately 385, 390. Whereas SC, if it is 433, this year it can be around 350 plus. Whereas ST, if it is 443, it can be 350 plus. These are the expected cutoffs for now. And beta, please do not panic. You all have done good. It is all about decision making. So do not worry much. The exam is done. You have given your effort. It is not you who is, in this zone right now. Across India, if you see, 22.7 lakh people were given examination. Out of them, 26 students yesterday were caught doing malpractice. They were doctors, already MBBS students. 26 students were caught in malpractice and they were debarred from NEET examination as well as pursuing their medical courses. And rest of the people, they were sitting with you in the examination. They were exactly struggling the way you were struggling. Do not worry, but remember, I tell you, as of now, the numbers, the biology scores and the chemistry scores of Gosala long-term students are very, very good. In comparison to many students, definitely, because we have already collected a lot of data from the students and the data says we have done the part, and the maximum number of you guys who so watching, the maximum number of students are getting into medical colleges this year. Do not get panic. Please do not get panic. Stay calm. Enjoy your time. Do not worry much. Give some time. See some analysis. Look at the analysis and understand the analysis. And thereafter, give some time for yourself. This is the time that you have to give for yourself. Because if you don't give some time for yourself right now, probably later, once you cross the time and if you get a seat, then you realize, arey yaar, my holidays are over. I was just thinking whether I'll get a seat or not, and I finished my holidays. And now I have to go to medical college. Though there is a positivity that you are getting into a medical college, your holidays were already gone. Hence, I tell you, do not have any kind of unwanted predictions. Whatever numbers I have given you today, the cutoffs may come down a bit, but will not go beyond it. The cutoffs may come down a little, but it will not go up. So please stay calm, stay happy, check your answer sheets, see where you have what you have done right, what you have done wrong. Now keep it aside. Give time. There are so many good movies. IPL is going on. There are good number of series around. I want you people to give time, and you have your parents along whom you are missing since a long time. Give time. They were your schoolmates around you. They were your colony friends who were around you. Just give some time for them. Share your experiences. Share your n number of memories that you made wherever you studied this year. This is the time for all these things, cherishing all these things rather than getting panicked. Why? Because the exam is over. The exam is over. You all have done exceptionally good for one reason, that you have crossed this path. You have prepared. You have crossed the path of 1 year or 2 years of preparation. You finished it successfully. You went for the examination. You are sitting for 3 hours. You were a warrior. You are fighting in the 3 hours for solving each question. Whatever you know, whatever you don't know, you are trying it. So you are putting effort. So you have to clap for yourself that you completed this journey. మీరు ఈ జర్నీని ఫినిష్ చేసినందుకు ఫస్ట్ మీరు ఒకసారి అప్రిషియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. అండ్ ఆ తరువాత వన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డన్, దెన్ మీరు ఏం ఆలోచించుకోవాలంటే, ఎస్, నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ టైమ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ ఫర్ మై సెల్ఫ్. ఎందుకంటే నాన్న, రేపు టైం అయిపోయిన తర్వాత టైం వెనక్కి రాదు బేట. ఖచ్చితంగా పేపర్ టఫ్ ఉంది, అందరికీ టఫ్ ఉంది. రిలేటివ్ కదా నాన్న, ఇండియాలో అందరికీ టఫ్ ఉంది. అందరికీ టఫ్ ఉందంటే కట్ ఆఫ్ కింద పడుతుంది, చాలా కింద పడుతుంది. మీరు ర్యాంక్స్ వైడ్ వెళ్ళండి. మీరు ర్యాండమ్గా ఎవరైనా అడుగుతుండండి. మీ క్లాస్లో టాప్ చేస్తున్న వాళ్ళని అడుగుతున్నప్పుడు, ఓకే వీళ్ళ స్కోర్ ఇక్కడ ఉందంటే నా స్కోర్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది, వెరీ గుడ్, ఐఎమ్ హ్యాపీ. సో ఐ విల్ గెట్ ఇన్ టు ఎ మెడికల్ కాలేజ్. And what is the data? I have shown you the data, and this is basically the data by which you can say that these are the numbers which you can believe. ఇంతకంటే కిందకు వచ్చే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది, కానీ ఇంతకంటే పైకి వెళ్ళే ఛాన్స్ లేదు. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి నాన్న. కాబట్టి ప్లీజ్ గివ్ టైమ్ ఫర్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. మీ పేరెంట్స్కి టైం ఇవ్వండి, కాస్త హ్యాపీగా ఉండండి. మీకేమైనా ఇబ్బంది ఉందా, ప్లీజ్ మేము ఉన్నాం, మాకు కాల్ చేయండి, మాతో మాట్లాడండి. వీఆర్ దేర్. ప్లీజ్ నాన్న, ఈ టైంలో చాలా ఎక్కువ ఆలోచిస్తున్నా, నీకు ఆలోచనలు ఎక్కువ వస్తున్నా, నీలో చాలా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నా, ఏదున్నా సరే నీకు అనిపిస్తే కనుక ఓకే ఎవరితోనైనా మాట్లాడాలి, ఎవరితోనైనా షేర్ చేసుకోవాలి అనిపిస్తే, వీఆర్ దేర్ ఫర్ యూ. ప్లీజ్ కాల్ అస్. మాకు కాల్ చేయండి, మాతో మాట్లాడండి, సజెషన్స్ అడగండి, మీ కండిషన్స్ మాతో షేర్ చేసుకోండి, మీకు వచ్చిన మార్క్స్ చెప్పండి, మీకున్న డౌట్స్ అడగండి. ఐ విల్ టెల్ యూ డెఫినెట్లీ దట్ ఇది పరిస్థితి, ఇది అవుతుంది, ఇది అవ్వదు. Whatever it is, I'll openly tell you. నాకు కానివ్వండి, మీ డీన్ సర్స్ కానివ్వండి, ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ కానివ్వండి, మీ వైస్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ కానివ్వండి, ఫ్యాకల్టీ మెంబర్స్ కానివ్వండి. అండ్ ప్లీజ్ నా విన్నపం ఒకటే, మీరు ఫేస్ చేస్తున్న కండిషన్ ఒక క్లోజ్ రూమ్లో, మీ ఇంట్లో మీ క్లోజ్ రూమ్లో మీరు ఏదైతే కండిషన్ ఫేస్ చేస్తున్నారో, ఇండియాలో అందరి పిల్లలు అదే కండిషన్లో ఉన్నారు. కానీ అందరికీ తెలియదు ఏంటంటే, రేపు సీట్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత, అరే ఎందుకు ఆ కండిషన్లో ఉన్నా నేను, నాకు సీట్ వచ్చేసింది కదా, ఇక్కడ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ర్యాంక్ కదా, కట్ ఆఫ్ కదా, కట్ ఆఫ్ నాకు పాస్, నేను కట్ ఆఫ్ని క్రాస్ చేస్తున్నా, సో నాకు సీట్ వచ్చేస్తుంది ఖచ్చితంగా. సో దిస్ షుడ్ బి యువర్ యాటిట్యూడ్ రైట్ నౌ రాదర్ దాన్ గెట్టింగ్ ప్యానిక్డ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఫర్ వాచింగ్. మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నాను, మీ మైండ్లో ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నా, కష్టాలున్నా, బాధలున్నా, మీరు ఏదైనా ఎక్కువ ఆలోచిస్తున్నా, మీరు ఏదైనా షేర్ చేసుకోవాలన్నా, ఏదైనా ఎవరితో డిస్కస్ చేయాలి, నాకు డిస్కస్ చేయడానికి రైట్ పీపుల్ కనిపించట్లేదు అనుకున్నా, ఐఎమ్ దేర్. ప్లీజ్ కాల్ మీ, ప్లీజ్ టాక్ టు మీ. ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ పేషెంట్గా మీకు ఆన్సర్ చేస్తాను నేను. జస్ట్ లీవ్ ఏ మెసేజ్ ఆన్ వాట్సాప్, ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ ఏ కాల్. మీకు నేనే కాల్ చేస్తాను, నేనే మీతో మాట్లాడతాను, మీ క్వశ్చన్స్కి ఆన్సర్ చేస్తాను నేను. బట్ ఐ వాంట్ యూ టు బి వెరీ హ్యాపీ నాన్న. మీరు ఇంటికి 1 year తర్వాత వెళ్ళారు, ఇంటర్మీడియట్ పిల్లలైతే 2 years తర్వాత వెళ్ళారు. గివ్ టైం. మీ ఇంట్లో మీ పేరెంట్స్కి టైం ఇవ్వండి. మీరు బాధపడితే వాళ్ళు బాధపడతారు. తర్వాత సీట్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, అరే అనవసరంగా ఈ టైం అంతా బాధపడ్డానే అనిపిస్తుంది. మేబీ మీరు ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేసిన మార్క్స్ రాకపోవచ్చు, కానీ మీకు వచ్చిన మార్క్స్ తోటి మీరు ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేసిన కాలేజ్ వస్తుంది. అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. మీరు ఎయిమ్సే నేను 610, 615కి వస్తుంది అంటున్నానంటే, ఎయిమ్స్ కట్ ఆఫే 610, 615 ఉంటుందంటే, జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్ మీకు వచ్చిన మార్క్స్ మీకు మెడికల్ సీట్ రాదా? కాబట్టి నేను ఏదైతే కట్ ఆఫ్స్ చెప్పానో ప్లీజ్ మీరు ఇవన్నీ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. అండ్ ఇండివిజువల్ కాలేజ్ కట్ ఆఫ్స్ నేను మీకు డే ఆఫ్టర్ టుమారో మీకు ఇండివిజువల్ కాలేజ్ కట్ ఆఫ్స్, ఒక్కొక్క కాలేజ్ ఏంటి, అక్కడ కాలేజ్లో కేటగిరీ వైజ్ ఏ కట్ ఆఫ్ ఉంటుంది, ఏ కట్ ఆఫ్కి ఏ సీట్, ఎక్కడెక్కడ సీట్ రావచ్చు, వీ విల్ డిస్కస్. ఎయిమ్స్ కూడా డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం మనం. ఓకేనా? థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. స్టే హ్యాపీ, స్టే హెల్దీ, నవ్వుతూ ఉండండి, ప్రశాంతంగా ఉండి, మీ పేరెంట్స్కి టైం ఇవ్వండి, మీ పేరెంట్స్తో టైం స్పెండ్ చేయండి. పేరెంట్స్ ప్లీజ్ మీ పిల్లలతో టైం స్పెండ్ చేయండి. పేపర్ టఫ్గా ఉంది, కట్ ఆఫ్ కింద పడుతుంది. మీ పిల్లలకు నేను చెప్పిన మార్క్స్ కనుక ఉంటే ఖచ్చితంగా సీట్ వస్తుంది, అంతకంటే కాస్త తక్కువ ఉన్న సీట్ వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంది. కాబట్టి మీరందరూ బాధపడకండి, ఎక్కువ డిసార్డెంట్ ఫీల్ కాకండి. ప్లీజ్ సపోర్ట్ యువర్ చైల్డ్, చిల్డ్రన్ ప్లీజ్ సపోర్ట్ యువర్ పేరెంట్స్. స్టే టుగెదర్.